So this video is going to be more like a life update kind of video, and pretty much making a comparison of where I'm at now compared to where I was at 2 years ago and where I plan on being. And I kind of want to first get started with what I posted today. So today was I would say a miss day for me. It wasn't a failing day. I was still very productive, but I overslept. I was supposed to wake up at 4 and be at the gym by 7, and I ended up waking up at like 7:30, and I was pissed. And I went to bed at 12, woke up at 7:30, and I was actually supposed to be at the gym with one of my buddies. And so I called him. I was panicking, telling him like, yo, I'm so sorry. And I still am very irritated by it, but I ended up putting myself on punishment. So after I got done doing like my morning routine, eating breakfast, everything, I had a business meeting. After my business meeting, I put myself on punishment, and the punishment was I had to run 5 miles. And I've never in my life ran 5 miles like straight. And it was rough. I think I actually finished under an hour, which I thought I was going to be able to do. So I ran 5 miles, and after that 3rd mile, I was dreading it. Like, it was so bad. Like, I could literally feel my ankles just already sore. And it was in the side of my feet were killing me. I'm like, dude, I got to start walking. But then I told myself, I was like, I can't walk. I'm not walking. Because I told myself I was going to run this. And how I was doing it, actually, I was doing every mile. And then on the mile, I would walk like 100 meters, like 150 meters, right? So after that 150 meters, I would then run again, right? So that would be the only time I gave myself actually a chance to walk. But in the middle of my run, I was literally thinking to myself, just walk the rest. Like, what is stopping you from walking the rest? And when you have those thoughts, it is a consistent battle of just saying no, 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 and no. And eventually, and it was so funny, while I was running, I was having, the right side of my chest was starting to cramp. My feet were hurting. My ankles were hurting. My knee was starting to hurt. Everything was telling me to walk, but I just kept running. And it was so funny because eventually that pain ended up just going away. Like my chest wasn't cramping anymore. I wasn't feeling that pain in my knee anymore. I was still feeling my ankles. Don't get me wrong, my ankles were cooked. But I kept pushing. And sometimes, like when you go through life, you're gonna be tested, you're gonna be challenged, and you're gonna be going through trials. But those they're not there to weigh down your life. They're there to build your character. They're there to push you beyond who you are now. It's funny. There was a Kung Fu Panda 3 when Shifu was teaching Po how to be a teacher, and he said, I can't, oh my gosh, no way I forgot the quote. Oh my gosh. If you stay what did he say? Oh my gosh, it's gonna drive me crazy. If you stay who you are, you'll never be able to, I'm gonna pause this. No, I gotta figure it out now. No, it's gonna piss me off. Cool, perfect, it's perfect. So, Shifu said, if you only do what you can do, you will never be able to be more than who you are now. And that quote is, I'm struggling with my words. You could say is the pinnacle point of trials, of challenges, of going through hard times. It is to mold you to become a better version of you than who you are now. And 2 years ago, I remember when I first started my business, I was so excited, and instantly quit my job. Biggest mistake of my life. Best, worst mistake of my life. Uh, and I remember I had gotten to a point where legit I was working so much and getting no result. No result, no result, no result, no result. And I was just surviving, dog. Like I didn't pay rent for like, or I didn't pay bills for like 5 months. I was in the trenches, bro. In the trenches. And I'm blessed because of the position I was in to be able not to pay bills for like 5 months. Um, but now it's funny because I am now at a point where I'm making money, but of course it's not like life changing money for me. In the beginning, it was like I'll never forget. Like when I first got my first check from selling cars, like when I first saw that check for $2,000, I was like, bro, what? Like I've never received a check in my life for $2,000. So I mean that kind of like hit me for like a split second, but then I told myself I was like, I can't let this be the end. You know what I mean? I can't let this be it. You know. So um, so it's fun and it's funny because like 2 years ago, I was very I was more childish when it came to my business, when it came to being a professional. And when I say childish, I mean like I was just so the word isn't I want to say immature. I guess you could say immature, but it was like I wanted to be a sponge. And because there was so much to learn, I was just so excited. And I still am. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm still very excited for what is there to come within my business, what I'm able to do for people, and who I'm able to help, and who I'm able to teach. Oh my gosh. Like, tonight, for example, my business partner, the same business partner, I want to say called me like 4 or 5 times about a certain problem. And I never got irritated by it. Like, you know what's funny? Every time my business partner calls me, I get excited because I know she's coming to me with a problem that she needs help with, and I know I can confidently give her an answer, whether I know it or not. And that's I don't know what it is, but that feeling of having a problem in front of you and having to be able to solve it or having the ability to solve it is so much more satisfying than any check. Dude, you can cut me a check for $100,000 right now. But if I know before the 100K check came in, I was able to solve a problem for somebody who didn't know how to solve it beforehand, that alone would already paid for itself. The money is just a byproduct of what I just solved. And that is where my joy and my fulfillment and my excitement comes in, because I know for no doubt in my mind in the next 2 years, probably less than that. Listen, I'm saying 2 years just because like I'm comparing 2 years ago to like to the future, right? So like I'm comparing now to 2 years ago, and I'm comparing now to the future. But dude, this could take me like 5, 10 more years. Like I will still crank. Dude, these past 2 years, my business, I haven't been making that much money, and I haven't. But if I have to go through another like 2 years of not making money from my business, I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. As long as I am learning, developing, and helping people, dude, I don't care. Like, because this is how I see it. If the money was inevitable, what would you really focus on? I wouldn't focus on the money. Because, like, if you just focus on the money, there's no. It's literally wood. It's colored wood. And ironically enough, the paper is worth like 39 cents. It's worth 39 cents. That's how much it is to make. And I actually think that's how much it costs to make like a bunch of them. I think like $1 itself is like less than a penny to make. So for me, it's just like the work, the everyday work, going and problem solving, helping people. And, you know, it's funny because the mindset that I have of just, I generally love helping people. Like, I'm in a school community, and I literally made a post about, and I've been seeing this throughout the school community. Like, a lot of guys are posting about having this price objection and saying, like, they're getting prospects that say that they're getting this certain objection where, like, it's out of their budget, or the price is too high, or I'm not going to be able to afford this, right? And I made a post about how you could overcome this objection. And, like, I love that. Dude, I love it. Like, and it's funny, I love being in my school community so much because there's so many people that, like, you know, they're posting about their wins, but there's so many people coming with their problems. And I'm like, dude, let's go. You know, like, let's go. Like, I want to figure this out. Like, let's talk about this, you know? Let's talk about problems. Let's get to the bottom of this. I don't know. But 2 years from now, like, even if I wasn't making a dime, dude, I'd still be doing it because of the amount of fulfillment that comes from somebody. I had somebody DM me, and he doesn't, he's not like, he doesn't watch my stuff, and he just DM'd me and was like, hey man, I know we live in like the same kind of area. I was wondering what churches you go to. And, you know, we're just having a conversation about church and what churches we go to, blah, blah, blah. And then to end off the conversation, he was like, hey man, I really love what you're doing and how you're making a positive impact on this app. Dude, I just want you to know, like, it's super inspirational for me. Dude, stuff like that, you can't, oh, bro, you can't put a price on. You honestly can't. And it's so exciting because I remember in the beginning, that was really all I was focused on. I was focusing really on the money because I saw the ability, or not the ability, but the possibility of what I could do if I took the right actions. And for me, being able to make money by helping people, I was like, yeah, that's great. But I knew for a fact, I was like, dude, if I can just make money to go back and do like study languages, because I wanted to be a linguist. I even looked at my business partner and I was like, dude, there's gonna come a point in time where I'm gonna leave and that's gonna be it. And he's like, oh, okay, that's cool. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, man, I mean, I'm gonna find more people. I mean, whether you do this or not, I mean, I would love for you to stay, you know, because I know the impact it's had on my life, but if you don't think it's gonna be the right fit for you, so be it. Dude, that was 2 years ago, and I can't imagine myself leaving, right? So, it really, really is a blessing. It is a true, true blessing that I'm in a position now where I can make the money I want to make at any given moment as a snap of a finger if I decide to put in more work. So, really, I just want to update and say I was having a conversation, or, yeah, I guess you would say a conversation, but also thinking about getting my own apartment. And it's funny because I remember, like, all my life, like, I always talked about, you know, growing up, like, getting in my own house with my own boys and wanting to have, like, this big old house. And we'd all stay in it, like the phase house and stuff like that. And, dude, I'm getting my own apartment. And I don't know what it is, but I feel like when I get this apartment, I don't know when it's going to be. Hopefully maybe like by April, May-ish. But when I get this apartment, I just know that I'm going to be so dialed in. I'm already dialed in right now. Like, I'm already locked in. Like, I don't go out, don't drink, don't smoke. I don't even hang out with, like, friends, I guess you can say. Like, I don't even hang out with my friends. The people I call are probably, like, my business partners and, like, 2 or 3 other people. I wouldn't even say 2, but like 1 or 2 other people, but that's it. Like, I am so dialed in, and I'm so excited because I understand now that it is not going to be my actions in which will put the right people in my life. It won't just be the action, because I used to think it was just action. I used to think it would only take you actions to be surrounded by the right people and get the right people around you, which isn't true. It is not just actions, but it's the person who you portray yourself as. It is the person who who has been through the hard times and has a higher standard and has a higher value and has higher boundaries for themselves. That's how you attract those same people. And my boy right now, he lives in North Carolina, and we were literally talking about him moving down here. And it's funny because he never even thought about moving down here, but he literally told me, he said, "Man, when I'm around you, I feel like nothing's impossible. Like when I'm around you, I feel like I know I'm gonna get stuff done because I have somebody pushing me and allowing me not to be comfortable." And I really am thinking about coming down there, moving down there with you. And dude, when you hear stuff like that, dude, because for me, I grew up an only child. It was very hard for me to. It was never hard for me to find friends. Like, I just, I never found it difficult. Like, I could easily make a friend like this in like 5 seconds. Even when I was in like kindergarten, I could easily make a friend. It wasn't even that hard. I guess I was just a gift of being alone all the time when no one else is in the house. But where was I going with this? Yes, so just growing up and always looking for certain people to surround myself by who had the same mindset as me became very difficult for me because I always saw the future in what I did. Like I remember when I was in like I think I was in like 6th grade, and I made my own in 6th grade I made my own uh team, like my own like video game team. We played Call of Duty. I made a team. I recruited like I want to say about 8 people in that team, and it was me and one other guy that was actually active in the team. And then I literally was like, bro, screw this. I'm gonna rock it with me and this guy, and we're gonna double down, and we're just gonna start our own team because these guys aren't that serious. Forget, dude. I was 11 years old, 11 years old, and I started my own team because I wanted to make it big while playing video games. I'm glad I did it. Like, glory to God. Like, I'm so glad I did. But that was just me as a kid. Everything I wanted to do it all my life was to become great at and to be able to achieve something in a higher level. But it wasn't till I got older that I really found a love for helping people and being around people. That's why I think I wanted to be a linguist so bad, because for me, I wanted to be a linguist because I found so much fulfillment in being able to talk to somebody in a different language and it making their day. Like, you don't understand what it's like to talk to somebody in Yoruba and they're like, "How you know that? You have African friends." "No." "You don't have African friends? How you know that? You the FBI, CIA, you the police?" Like that interaction, oh my gosh, it's a feeling that is so warming because you don't, as Americans are entitled, bro. Like, everything should be given to them. For most, not all, but for most, everything should be orbiting around them as if they're the center of everything. And everything needs to, I'm trying to find the right word for it. Everything needs to be can't find the word, dude. That pisses me off. In orbit. I don't want to say that, but in orbit around them, like. And when you like for me, when you have somebody that is from a country, from a different country, and they come to your country, and they come to a country where nobody else speaks their language, and they have somebody that comes up to them and says something in their language, it makes them feel like home. It makes them feel like home. It makes them feel like they're not shunned out by the other people. Like they feel like they can fit in. That's why I love learning languages, bro. And it's sad, man. I really hate how most Americans aren't multilingual. Like it's, anyways, I'm going on a tangent, but I'm just excited, man. I'm excited to get this apartment. I'm excited for these next 2 years, these next 5 years, these next 10 years. Who knows? Probably these next 10 years, I'll probably have kids, you know? Who knows? Who knows? But what I do know for an absolute fact, I will not stop talking to people. And when I say talking to people, I don't just mean by networking. I mean like meeting new people. I love meeting new people. I won't stop trying to help people. And I won't stop developing the best version of me. I think that's a and I'm gonna leave it with that because I gotta cut this short. The worst thing you can do, I in my opinion, as a human, is to stop developing yourself. Like once you stop developing yourself, you have pretty much capped where you think you should be compared to what God knows where you could be. Like it is so selfish. And I pray to God that I will not be surrounded by people who become obsessed with being content. And that's hard because being content is a virus. It is right as, and dude, I've been through it. Once you get content, nothing changes. That's scary. And why is it scary? Because imagine you become content. You don't change. You don't become better. Nothing about you changes. 20 years goes by. Nothing about you changes. Your habits, your mindset, your health, nothing. And the weird thing about content is that it's not in a straight line. It is a slowly down slope. And you're really just dying. You're dying. And it's hard. It's hard to get out of that contentment because it's so habitual. It's so habitual. But if you can get out of it, if you can just start with like a few small habits. Like I'm on you can call it extreme level if you want. Like I wake up at 4 a.m. Like it's 11 o'clock, bro. I'm about to get like 5 hours of sleep. If you can start with small habits and just the small things, whether it's like you know, every time I wake up in the morning, I drink 26 ounces of water. Just something small like that will help develop you, your mind, your health, your spiritually. If you can be able to do that and making your personal development a habit, it will then become a routine, and then it will become a lifestyle where you can't live without it. And then you'll be so ahead of the game because you'll fall in love with it. And that's why I'm so excited about this apartment, because I'm dialed in now. Like I'm dialed in now, but I can only imagine with me, my aura, surrounded just by my own environment, that I decide what goes in and out of that apartment. Dude, oh my gosh, I'm excited. And if my boy ever decides he wants to come down from North Carolina and move down here, dude, I will get a 2-bedroom apartment. We'll split the rent. I don't care, because the moment you have somebody that has the same mindset as you, done. You don't need 10, 20 people to take over the world. You just need one or two. And once that look, Adolf Hitler had generals, but he only had one he was super close with. That general then helped grow his empire. Now I use Adolf Hitler just because that's like the closest analogy I can get. Our founding fathers, right? George Washington, right? He had a small group of people around him that he was really close with that started this country. And now it's become something huge, right? So, hope you guys found some value in this. I really got to cut this off, but just wanted to give that little quick life update of where I'm at in my life and how excited I am for. And you know what's crazy? This year's gonna be freaking huge. I'm going on a cruise to Mexico. I'm going to Dallas. I think I'm going to Colorado, something like that. Wait, hold on. Yeah, Colorado, Mexico, Dallas, Texas. I think I had like one more. But yeah. These next few months I am locked in. I need to make as much money as possible by helping as many people as I possibly can. So I'm very excited. I'm really just in God's plan right now. And I couldn't be more blessed and more thankful for where I'm at, because I know things could be so much worse. Things could be so much worse. You know what's funny? There's gonna come a time and day that I miss this. Like, I'm gonna miss probably being in this bedroom. Like, I'm gonna probably miss having my mother meal prep for me. I'm probably gonna miss the pool in the backyard. I may miss those things. But you know what's funny about me? The moment I ever realized that I understood that this was going to be where I understood my certain situation was going to be temporary. Once I understood my certain situation would be temporary, I have never missed it. I've never missed it. I played football since I was 5 years old. I stopped playing when I was 19. I don't miss it. I played video games since I was, I think, like 4. I stopped playing when I was 20 or 21. I don't miss it. And you know, there may come a time and day, you know, where I may have the business I have now, but I may venture off to opening or starting my own business. I don't know. But what I do know is, like, if that were to ever happen, I don't think I'd miss my first business. I probably wouldn't, just because I understand it's temporary. And once you understand something is temporary, you enjoy it a lot more. I think I'm gonna leave it. Yeah, I know I said I was gonna leave it. We're gonna do this with the last one. This last thing. The moment you realize that something is temporary, you'll have more fulfillment and more peace when it's gone. The hardest thing or the most arrogant thing is to think that, or is to not even have that thought. That is the most arrogant thought. If you never have that thought and mindset of this is temporary, you will always be heartbroken and you'll never change. And that sucks. That really does suck. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm about to edit it, post it, and I'm still struggling on these outros. Y'all work with me. Give me some outro ideas. Yeah, give me some outro ideas. I might need that. So, y'all have a great rest of your night. Currently, 11:07. I need to be up by 4 a.m. I want to say, like, stay disciplined, but, like, that doesn't even sound right. We're going to do the whole vlog thing.